Hello everyone, today we are breaking down the Witcher Season 3 official trailer, but before that remember to like the video, helps out the channel a lot, and subscribe, and yada yada yada, let's get to it. The first thing we see is Ciri, Geralt, and Yennefer. They are at Sherrowed, which is an ancient elven palace. The elves who live there actually decided to destroy the palace so humans could not just take it and build a city around it as they did so many times before. CINTRA, for example, was an elven kingdom before Ciri's ancestors took it over. Now, in the books, Yennefer is not here for this. Geralt and Ciri are accompanied by dwarves and Triss Merigold. The show has really kind of killed the love triangle that could have been between Triss, Yen, and Geralt, which does sadden me some. During this scene, Geralt says neutrality, it won't get you a statue, but it will certainly help in keeping you alive. So Geralt is talking about his philosophy. Witchers are supposed to be neutral, not take sides in wars, which is relatively known amongst people. They kill monsters, they are not sellswords. So their neutrality usually allows them to be unscathed when traveling through a war-torn country. He is telling Ciri this because he is still training her in the ways of a Witcher, and this will help keep her alive. From a previous teaser and later shots from this trailer, we know that the trio gets attacked here by Scoil Tel, which is a rebel group of elves led by Francesca and Filavandrel. They started this resistance because of how badly the elves were being treated in the northern kingdoms. The elves want Ciri because of her elder blood. There's also another group here as well trying to capture Ciri, so there's a bit of chaos here in this scene. It's going to be a pretty big fight scene. We see Yennefer using magic and Geralt and Ciri sorting it up, so it should be pretty entertaining to watch. We also see Geralt using the sign Quen in this scene. Quen is a protective bubble Witchers can cast to deflect blows. In the next scene, we see Ciri control chaos, which is to use magic, and Yennefer is watching from behind, being a proud teacher. Ciri still has a lot to learn when it comes to controlling chaos. In the last season, we saw a few scenes of Yennefer training her, but I expect to see a lot more of those scenes this season. In the next shot, we see some people burning a shack down. I would guess this has something to do with our main trio. There are a lot of different groups hunting them right now, from elves to Nilfgaard to Rindania, so this could be them fighting between themselves. In the next shot, we see Ciri, Geralt, and Yennefer on horseback near a castle. They are wearing cloaks, so it's probably pretty cold where they are at. This may be near Kaer Morhen, the Witcher school Geralt trained at, and where a lot of Season 2 took place. The trio is going to be doing a fair bit of traveling this season. Remember, everyone's kind of after Ciri at this point. This is probably right after the trio left Kaer Morhen. They must have made a plan on where to go next. What that is, I honestly have no idea. The show likes to rearrange the orders of events from the books because she should be going to Mother Nenneke's at this point to have proper schooling, but they've already did that last season and basically skipped the schooling part. So as I said, I have no clue where they're going. In the next scene, we have Geralt and Jaskier speaking with one another in the woods. Jaskier tells Geralt that neutrality has consequences too, and Geralt agrees with him to the astonishment of Jaskier. Geralt knows when you are neutral, everyone kind of looks at you like you're an a-hole. When you are neutral, people are far less likely to help you, which is the downside of it. Also, innocent people can die, and in a way, their blood is just as much on your hands as the person who killed them. Also, is Jaskier wearing eyeliner? His eyes are really popping. In the next shot, we see Yennefer back at Aretuza, which is where she went to school to become a mage. She's talking to her former teacher, Tissaia de Vries. Yennefer has always kind of looked at Tissaia as a mother figure, so she goes to her for some advice. In the trailer, Yennefer says, "Everything that's happening, it's all connected, and she's at the center of it." Yennefer is referring to Ciri here. Tissaia says, if war is coming, there is no hiding her from it. Tissaia is basically saying, hiding can only get you so far. Ciri needs to learn to control her powers if she's going to be able to defend herself. In the next shot, we are at CINTRA with Nilfgaard and Emperor EMHYR. At the end of Season 2, we find out that he is the father of Ciri, and that is why he's been trying to capture her for the last 2 seasons. Well, at least one of the reasons. He is holding a portrait of what looks like a baby Ciri. I hope they have some scenes this season explaining his reasoning and why the slaughter of CINTRA happened, because I haven't gone that far in the books yet either, and it still confuses me. Why couldn't he be like, hey, I'm your dad and all, instead of all the secrecy and death? In the next shot, we see Ciri and FABIO SACHS. Probably mispronouncing that. So basically, Yennefer is having a meeting with someone, and the boy FABIO is supposed to escort Ciri around the city. Now, that was in the books. It may be different for the show. They go to a circus and see some caged monsters. The circus people claim this monster is a basilisk, but in fact, it is a wyvern. Ciri knows this because of her Witcher training. Anyways, I won't spoil the rest of it for you, but I really like this story from the books. I really hope they don't mess it up. In the next shot, we see that Ciri and Tissaia de Vries meet for the first time. We know this is Tissaia because of the color of her sleeve. Yennefer knows she can only teach Ciri so much. She needs to go to a proper school like Aretuza so she can fully master her powers. In the next shot, we get our first look at Reince. He was hunting Ciri last season. He's still on their trail. We also know he loves fire, and he seems to be burning something or someone here. In the next scene, we see Yennefer and Geralt at the Thanedd banquet. So this is going to be a major event in Season 3. Thanedd Island is very close to Aretuza, is basically where the Brotherhood of Sorcerers have meetings and such. They're going to discuss the Northern Kingdoms and the Nilfgaard War. But before they have that big meeting, they always have a banquet, which is what we see here. So we are going to see a lot of familiar faces here, from Tissaia to Vilgefortz to Triss to Sabrina, basically anyone we have seen as a mage. And we are going to see some new mages as well. This is probably my favorite chapter from the books. I'm very much looking forward to this scene. In the next scene, we see Ciri in a hedge maze. We know from the previous teaser that Geralt and Yennefer are here with her. A creature charges at her. It is hard to say what it is. It looks like it belongs to the insectoid family, but I have seen some people call it a Shalmar. Once again, probably mispronouncing that, which does use a similar technique of going into a ball and charging an opponent. Shalmars are also blind, and this one doesn't look like it has eyes, so let's go with that. Anyways, Ciri is able to dodge the beast, and Geralt comes around the corner and starts slicing at its belly. Geralt would not be able to penetrate the beast from the back because of its shell. It's only vulnerable on the front side. In the next shot, we see Ciri running away from the Wild Hunt. We did see the Wild Hunt at the end of last season, but this time we see their spectral forms. Remember that the Wild Hunt are stuck on that red planet. The only way they can interact on Ciri's plane is through their ghost selves. They want Ciri because she is the only one who can use the monoliths, which can transport the Wild Hunt back to Geralt and Ciri's world. But they also want to conquer other worlds where Ciri's powers will also come in handy. We see Geralt is right on their tail and uses the sign Ard. Ard is a telekinetic thrust that can send opponents backwards. So hopefully he dissipates the ghosts with that. We then see the two hug one another, so it seems Geralt was able to save Ciri. The hug is very reminiscent to the first time they meet in Season 1. In the next scene, we see Geralt hiding around a corner, getting away from fire. We know Geralt and Reince face off this season, and we know Reince loves fire, so this is probably in one of their fight scenes together. In the next shot, we see Geralt and Yennefer getting hot and heavy. This takes place during the Beltane Festival. This is a fertility festival, celebrating spring and summer in that area. That scene with the Shalmar is also from the Beltane Festival. It is why Ciri is wearing a dress. Anyways, there is not a lot of trust between Geralt and Yennefer at the beginning of the season. You have to remember that Yennefer kidnapped Ciri last season, so this festival is really where Yennefer and Geralt mend the fences and fall in love all over again. During the trailer, Geralt talks about how this is the first time he feels real fear. You have to remember, Witchers aren't supposed to feel fear, they are killing machines. But Geralt really has never had a person he cared for and wanted to protect like Ciri, and he is worried about all the things coming for her. In the last scene, we see Geralt and Jaskier and Ciri on a boat, and a monster jumps aboard. What the creature is? No idea. Any ideas? Leave down in the comments below. Ciri and Geralt are going to fight the beast together. They take care of it relatively easily. The boat does not look to be damaged or anything, and Ciri gives the final blow, shoving her sword through the beast's head. And that is the end of the trailer. What did you think of it? Leave it down in the comments below, and if you want more Witcher content, please subscribe and like the video. Check out the Twitter link in the description below, and as always, have an awesome day.